of those observers there. I think that's, anyway, what happens. Scan apparently, yeah, drew off. Yeah, more calm stations on the way, so DTs won't really help him out if he tries to go for that defense. It's going to be folded in the end. Reaver again trying to come in from the back. Careful, there are mines there. Very careful. More mines being put up. Shell just being forced to kind of fly around trying to find an opening to do something. There are 2 tanks still there in the bunker. They're not mentioned. Penetrating for 2 Reavers in there. 2 Scarabs come off. Nice Swift. 1 more tank goes down. This just backs light off just a little bit. Another Reaver come down. 1 more Scarab. Second Scarab. Tank barely stays alive with 2 health. God, now finally, Calfine just rushes out, loses Zealots right away, but he's going to be able to rush out, pick off this bunker, nothing to repair. He's going to be able to come out of this fairly well. Marines, tank goes down, Marines going to be engaged a little bit, but meanwhile now Cal's going to go for some economic harassment. At the very least, he did not lose anything in economy. He lost a little production there. He was forced to bid on additional buildings, but he did not lose economy, but he needs to go out there and do some damage because the light has picked up a 3rd. He's going to start saturating that very quickly and needs to go out there and do some damage. That shuttle needs to do some significant stuff. Picks off another tank. That's cool. Very nice moves. Very nice shuttle micro here. Got to be careful. Avoid the turrets. Should be able to attack from the right side if he tries. Mines be put down. He's also moving towards the right side of his own, picking off some mines and trying to set up one of his own bases, but a lot of mines ready for light, so he manages to fight back that shuttle and kind of push it back. Very nice play from him as well, utilizing the vultures very well right here. Cal, though, is going to be behind. He's putting down his 3rd very slowly. He needs to, I believe right now, Cal needs to either rush towards that 4th at that 3 o'clock position or towards the corner, towards the upper right-hand corner. He needs to do either. Vultures right now did pick up a probe at the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock or so. So at the very least, he managed to prevent that. He manages to, kind of prevent something. Cal probably thinking of picking up this inside 6, but the pylon there probably going to go down as well alongside that probe that went down. Cal, as soon as he safely picks up this 3rd base, he needs to pick another one. I think he needs to kick up his economy a notch, really. Or else he's going to fall behind. He's going to face himself being behind all this time. He doesn't have Arbiter Tech going up yet. He does have Temple Archives, but I haven't seen Arbiter Tech going anytime yet. Doing some nice micro against the... Whoa, with no observer, just doing some very nice micro against those mines, pushing across the map towards the national expansion. Is he going to be able to do this? Bunch of Dragoons at the front. There are some mines still there. Zealots running in close as well. Tanks at the back. Not a lot of tanks. The Reavers have done a lot of damage to taking out some of those early tanks. There's a bunker there as well. The shuttle's going to go down, though, so the Reavers are on the ground, and that's the only thing he can do there, but they're staying alive, doing some damage here. All the tanks have been cleared off, and most of the force is still here, so Cal might penetrate into a natural expansion right now. He's going to try to do that. Zealots running in first, picking off some mines. Actually looking like they're going to back off a little bit. 1 mine, they're going to be able to pick off the tanks. Natural expansion are completely exposed. Reavers at the back are what they're defending. Reinforcements are coming in. SCV's going to try to rub onto the ramp right now, try to defend as the vultures ran in far from the back. 1 more tank as well getting picked off, and now Cal with a very nice push coming in here, picking off some turrets, and Reavers doing a lot of damage. Meanwhile now, his 4th base is going to get harassed by some vultures. Scarab coming off! Not quite! Oh, 2 Scarabs become duds on the ramp before they manage to pick up all the SCVs, but I think that Nexus, CC might go down. The Nexus won't go down, but the probe's going to be forced to ferret off yet again. And Cal also not thinking of attacking with Dragoons on the right side. Meanwhile, just hitting a bunch of mines. No! Oh, man, that's bad. That was pretty bad. Lost way too much. Forced to float, and that Shakespeare picks off both armories. That's big. That's going to become an important factor. He's going to lose his Reavers. He's going to lose all of his forces there, but he managed to force a float. Picked off both armories. It's going to delay a lot. It's going to put a huge delay on. Meanwhile, he has a Stargate going and an Arbiter on the way. And a 4th base that I think he should have gone to clear up already. And he really needs to pick up a 3rd base. I'm sorry. He really needs to go and pick up a 4th. So nice counterplay there by Cal. Partially equalizing the game. Meanwhile, picking up a 4th here at the inside 6. Needs to go make sure that 3 o'clock base... 4 o'clock, yeah, that base right there. Thank you, guys. That base right there does not continue being harassed. As long as that base stays alive, it's going to be all good. See, hey, great game for a shout-out. Huh? Awesome stuff going on. Probes now helping Dragoons to engage the vultures that try to come in close. Not that many kills. Turrets, cannons, are on the way as well. Bunch of mines being planted at that inside 6, so the vultures are just going to be as annoying as humanly possible. Meanwhile, the troop damage to light was significant. He's gotten a bunch of tanks going. Meanwhile, he's got his armory up. Double upgrades on the way. Cal should know that that is what's going on. So I believe he did have 1 forge. Should have actually weapons upgrades already. And I think he's actually thinking of finally up getting some bases going at the 3 o'clock position. Meanwhile, now going some mine clearing at his inside 6 o'clock. Knows what he has to do. The Arbiter on the way. Smartly not putting that out in the field right there. He's not going to go for a push. He's not going to go for an attack. Why reveal that Arbiter and instead just keep it at home, get that energy going, getting some photon cannons, continue working on weapons upgrades. Still upgrades on the ground for Light. Those are going to be delayed significant amount. Cal, I think, only has one forge, though, so he's going to at least get weapons 1 before his Terran opponent does. If a Protoss player manages to stay at least for a little bit ahead in upgrades, that's a significant boom, although he might he might want to invest in the second forge, though. Finally now moving out with his Arbiters alongside troops below. That's going to make those mines still as effective as they were before, but at the very least the Vultures themselves can't fire on everything. Also, Arbiters are very useful in that you basically just float an Arbiter above your probes and your Vultures can't do anything to him. So Arbiters are not at all only an offensive tool. They're also a very good defensive tool. They're actually primarily, honestly, when you think about a defensive tool. I've seen defensive recalls are like one of the most nifty things I ever see. Somebody recalling a huge army from the middle of the map right back to their base to help defend from a push. That's also, huge mines soaked up one single Dragoon. That's a nice move there to make sure that happens. One Dragoon coming at the front, soaking up 2 mines so you can pick off the tanks. Yeah, nice play there. Sacrificing a pawn so you can pick off a king. A knight, so you can pick off a knight, something like that. Vultures still doing a great job of being annoying. Finally, an Arbiter comes in with some Zealots to pick off the Vultures, not covering all the probes there, but Light, gotta say, does a great job of being annoying with his Vultures. Has them a very small amount, but always sends them out to do some damage. Still no upgrades for Light, and you need those upgrades when you want to start pushing, because without upgrades, you can't push. It's just way too dangerous to push. Meanwhile, now the Protoss opponent already has weapons upgrades on going, and I'm hoping Cal keeps those upgrades going. Just weapons 1. Usually you see a Protoss player only get 1 forge, or the second forge usually comes in later, maybe even only when just about weapons 2 starts finishing. Then you get to see the second forge come in. But the Arbiters are being utilized fairly well. Has Preservers all over the place. Gonna go in there, try to prevent this 9 o'clock from missing. Light recall, very small recall actually, of some smolts just amongst the tanks, making sure nothing comes up here, picking off the turrets as well. I think he managed to save the Arbiter, flew towards the left side, I'm sorry. God. And moves out even more forces from the south, so completely clears that off. Light has a lot of reinforcements, though, scans off and tries to push Cal back into this high ground. Still 2 Arbiters here at the back for Cal just in case he needs some support, but he's meanwhile now has 4 bases up, so he's kind of fighting back. Light apparently thinking of picking up, I think that's actually mostly mines there at the upper right hand corner rather than the base being put up. I'm not altogether too sure on that, but I'm pretty sure he put down a lot of mines there to make sure that his Protoss opponent doesn't pick that up. Finally, weapons 1. When it has 2 armies, he's most likely going to push on 2-2. That's what I'm assuming. He's going to try to go for a massive push on 2-2. He's still doing a great job of being harassing and very annoying with this, working on his EMP as we speak, and being very annoying with these Vultures, forcing those forces back. He's just great. Such an important tool for Terrans, these Vultures. Such an important tool in controlling where the Protoss is. It's important. Meanwhile, now lower left-hand position be picked up by Cal, Oh, God. Honestly, I don't know. When I look at these 2 players, I feel that they're a lot alike. Despite the fact that they play different races, they're a lot alike in some manners. They're not. I wouldn't necessarily say they play styles, but something about them as the players, they feel like it's like they fill the same roles for their teams. They're not really an ace player. They're not the best aces. They're not a players. Oh man, look at those Dragoons mount. Oh, they rush towards the low left hand. That's what observers are made for, Cal. That's what observers are made for. So you don't have to do that. But we did see a couple of tanks at the lower left position, probably going to force a cancel on that Nexus. So these forces are going to run down there to pick off those tanks before any more damage happens. Meanwhile, just trying to get up his tank number before he finally thinks of a push. He's probably going to need some, most definitely I believe, he's going to need some EMPs to help against these Arbiters, because Arbiters are so annoying, especially when they got stasis going. Mines still being planted everywhere, and Vultures being utilized very well. Science Vessel finally out there. Light still, I gotta say, just utilizing the beautiful. Yeah, but as I was saying, I don't know, something about these players is so important. They both can pick off. They're